Okay, all right, let's just start our morning MAO right now. All right, good morning to all of you guys. Good morning. All right. Okay, 19th of May 2021, Wednesday, morning MAO starts now. When the leaders fail, what will happen to the rest? All right, the word that I use is leaders. I didn't use leader, I use leaders. Now, who are the leaders in my opinion? Now, if you look back again, the first leader that started the ball rolling is Tesla. Tesla is the one that really go crazy back then, okay? But before Tesla is actually is one leader, that's Amazon. All right, Amazon was the one that really gearing all the way up, become the richest company on earth, all right, at one moment. So it was Amazon, then followed by Tesla. Then, of course, we have the next leader, which is the cryptocurrency market. Then after all this has started to move, the stock market came from behind. All right, so we got an idea now. So if you look at a cyclical pattern, okay, we saw Amazon now, the share price is coming off. We saw the Tesla shares is coming off. Now we see cryptocurrencies coming off. So by theory and by right, the next one to come off will be the equity market. Now, by saying this as well, again, I'm not going to have many friends by saying this, but you cannot deny the cyclical pattern of the standard business cycle. Hence, therefore, itself, right, I kind of worried for traders, for investors. Please consider to put your SWL, your sure win level, or we call it a trailing stops, but profitable one, shift it to a good level to protect your earnings. Now, I repeat myself once again, I'm not saying that the market will crash, but I'm saying that, right, probably we're going to see another correctional move, all right? I'll explain this more in details later in the technical segment, all right? So all clear on what I just shared? Okay, if you are clear, you understand what I just said about this cyclical pattern, all right, please key cycle, 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 right into the group chat. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you to all of you who are keying the cycle. Thank you so much. It's great to see such a I mean, yesterday, by the way, itself, right? Yesterday when we were doing the one for Mike, he was very impressed with all of you guys. You guys are so spontaneous. He really enjoyed it very much. Okay. All right. So the thing is this, when I saw this cartoon this morning, right? This cartoon was actually plucked from 2018. Okay, 2018. Okay, that means it's about 3 years ago. Okay, around this same period. Then this thing just kept my attention. The guy on CNBC say this was a sure thing, and you saw that the ship actually capsized over here itself. So what is actually going on is trying to explain is that, right, the mainstream media, how much can we trust them? And whatever you read on mainstream media, can you really trust them also? All right, so there are a lot of things in the market, on internet, you really must be very careful. I think that the one big thing is that you know that whenever the market wants to speculate something, they'll talk a lot about it. Then after that itself, right, once they kept quiet, and that is where usually things will go the other way. And that's what actually happened now to some of the counters, okay? And of course, recently we have a little interesting article that go around Singapore. It's from the source from India. So I think you guys have received it, right? Okay, so we saw the Channel News Asia this morning has clarified that this is not really true. Okay, later on I'll show to you that little article. All right, so the thing is this, now I'm going to put a very bold statement right here, a very bold statement. I know that this is the wrong time to do this, but I'm just informing you. I'm supposed to do this later for the crypto MAO, but I just want to share this with you. Is that I told you about leaders, right? So look at this is a BTC weekly chart on our TWB system. Now, what is actually showing you here is this, is that we saw the market going up, right, from this point here, 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So the market took about 13 weeks to be where it is today. All right, 13 weeks. Of course, it went up first, but to stabilize around there for 13 weeks. But you can see that in one single week, the market now is below that starting point. So based on what I'm seeing right now, okay, I would say that 44,000 is a very critical level for cryptocurrency Bitcoin. All right, I repeat, 44,000 is a very important level, a very important threshold, in fact, for crypto Bitcoin. If the market can stay at 44,000, no worry, we should see this back again, which is about 57,000 again, or 58 to make it easier. But if let's say things get really very, very problematic and the market stays below 44,000, which now is trading there is a small but possible probability to see 30,000. Now, this is really going to be mad because think about this. Many people have dumped their fortune during this period of time. Many people have bought in a lot of Bitcoin and because they're expecting to go higher. And back then itself, we are warning you, right? The upside on Bitcoin itself, even if it's one fold, you don't make much money. So it will be better if they pull back down. So if the Bitcoin do come down to 30,000 or somewhere around there, I think that'll be a better range to buy because at least if it goes up from 30,000 to 100,000, at least it's 3 times. It makes more sense. So I'm not saying that Bitcoin will crash, but it's a mathematical probability to see 30,000. All right. So for traders who want to buy Bitcoin, can I suggest this to you if you don't mind? Is that you buy in stages of $5,000 drop. That means that now it's 43,000. You consider a buy only at 40,000, then 35,000, then 30,000. Of course, if the market goes higher from here, then no problem, right? You are going to be back to where you started off. Okay, but you can actually consider to do a strategy like this. I repeat myself. Maybe now at 45,000, if you have bought already, stay there, don't buy anymore. 40,000, you buy some. 35,000, you buy a little bit more. And 30,000, you buy a tad more. You got my point, all right? So yes, indeed, Colin, recently I know MicroStrategy, they bought more BTC. I mean, everybody got their right to do anything they want. I'm not saying that I'm correct, but just that it is a possibility. All right, so guys, are we cool with that? Clear? All right, if you're clear what just said BTC, please key number 1 right now. Now, the thing is this, you may want to understand why do I talk BTC then, since we are doing global market. Now, you must understand that during this period of time when BTC was going up, as you just saw what Colin had just typed, many companies went in to buy BTC, many. So which means that, right, if BTC price comes down, then theoretically they will be hit. That's the first one. Second, now I'm not too sure did they use the company funds or they use borrowed money. If they borrowed money to buy BTC, then of course, if BTC price comes down, there will be a potential margin call. That's another reason. Now, I think the most upkill reason is that now everybody looking at Tesla. Really, Tesla better not sell any BTC during this period of time. If they did that, then that will create a very big problem and a dent to this cryptocurrency market. So that's why we need to watch this carefully. Okay, so there is a repercussion. That's why I told you guys, the one that breach everybody will also be the one that's going to destroy everybody when things goes wrong. That is where I thought about this Red Cliff back then, the Chinese novel. All right, this little play whereby the ships are all tied together, right? So obviously now the thing that tie everybody together itself is Federal Reserve money and also the cryptocurrency market. All right, so that is my reason why I'm sharing this to you. Now, again, I'm not a doomsday guy. I'm just informing you based on technical ground. Now, this is what I saw this morning. Now, every morning is all right. At the behind the scene, when I'm preparing my morning MAO, I will take the extra step to actually, watch some news. Then obviously I also watch some trivias like this. Okay, this is a Taiwanese, grapevines, or can I put this way? They're more like, talk show that's a little bit more exaggerating. But do you notice something very interesting here as well? This is the first time I see this on TV. Do you spot that? What are they doing? Other than reporting, of course. What are they actually wearing? Do you realize that? Now, yesterday, they were not wearing masks. Today, they are all wearing masks. I repeat, today, they're all wearing masks. So the question is this, what's happening, right? Because in fact, in Taiwan, the number of COVID cases is also increasing at a very alarming rate. Similar like Thailand, similar Malaysia. All right, so this is something incredible because you realize it the last time when we did on Saturday, we were wearing, shield because you need a certain license to not wear mask or shield when you do a production. All right, so obviously we don't have that license, so we had to wear shield. But now for a mainstream media like this, a production like this, they had to put on masks, right? That means that the situation got a little bit wrong, and they're trying to make sure that they follow the government campaign. So that is what is actually quite worrying for this. So that's why you guys may really want to consider putting on mask properly. All right. So on the happier note itself, in a way, all right, let me ask you guys, which company, in your opinion, is the most profitable company in the world? Let me see how many of you can get this answer. I repeat, which company is the most profitable company in the world? Okay, in the world, I need to say USA. All right, even though theoretically this one is in USA. Okay, which company is so profitable? Now, this is a balance sheet of almost 800 billion. Okay, all right, what do you think? Which company in this world has that? Wow, Colin, so fast. Colin, you're so fast. Indeed. All right, indeed, the most profitable company in the world is the Federal Reserve. Wow, look at it. Their annual income for last year itself is $322 billion. All right, it's not even Philip and not Procter and Gamble. Philip is not even there. All right, now look at it. Basically itself, right, you take all the profits generated by Apple, Microsoft, Facebook, Netflix, Amazon, Visa, JP, Bank of America, Johnson & Johnson, Intel, Home Depot, and Walmart. You combine them all together, including McDonald's. You put all their income, okay, annual income, okay, all add together. It's just about the same level of Federal Reserve in one single year itself. Okay, so imagine that. This is how profitable they are. And I've been saying this many times already, guys. Okay, you think about this. You are a big entity. You buy a lot of things in the market, and you have a printing machine that prints, and you can have the power to push up. So obviously, no matter how it's up, right, you'll be very profitable, right? Because you're the main buyer, you're the biggest buyer, and you print the money and you push it up higher. So obviously itself you'll be profitable. So it's no fight in this case. So you can see this is the amount of Federal Reserve, right? How much they generate in one single year in 2020. So that is the trivia here as well, right? So in terms of economy, right, for this is the board of bullish stance. All right, you can see that the FMS, the fund managers, are still very optimistic. Although they have a little bit of pullback, but they're still pretty optimistic. They feel that, right, the economy in general is going to go higher. So that is whereby traders, you can still be happy and stay there. But just now there's a little bit of dip in this. It's crazy in the future. Well, most profitable, I don't think so in the world, but I think we will be profitable, that's for sure. Okay, and the new stock buyback, look at it. Wow, look at it. The new stock buyback is so much. You see that? That's the reason why in May, the stock market still goes up. But the only thing is this, you look at it for April, right? It was such a big movement. That's why you saw the Dow Jones from 32,000 scale up to 35,000. So all these are the reason for the market to go higher. And of course, you can see when the stock buybacks are strong or climbing, the S&P 500 also climbs at the same time. So the thing is this, if everybody is buying a stock now, right, the question is this, the remaining stock in the market, who's holding that? And the amount of circulated stocks around for people to buy, is it enough? So all these things itself, right, give you a very big question mark itself. Okay, fine. You have a lot of share buybacks, I can understand, and share price goes up, I can understand. The question is this, then who's selling? Because if there's a share buyback, right, it's done by the company, then who are the ones that are selling these shares for the company to do a share buyback? Now, I'm sure retail investors are not going to sell at the moment because they are very happy with this. So who is actually selling? That is my question. My second question will be this, then why is Jeff Bezos selling? Why is Microsoft selling? Why is Warren Buffett selling? So that is a question, again, I want to throw this to you for this morning so that you guys can, think and consider why I want you guys to consider putting an SWL. Now, dear all, I'm very famous for being early. I repeat, I'm always very famous for being early. So which means that if Cal says sell, probably the market will sell only maybe next week or next month or even next year. All right. So this is something that you guys have to understand. I'm just being very honest here yourself. Okay. So, take my sharing with a pinch of salt anyway. All right. So, sorry. Okay. So let's start to motivate one another once again. All right. This is something I really like from Maya. Okay. If you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude. I don't know, this is a very powerful statement. And of course, yesterday we have a little sharing session, thereby we have decided to change a little bit. Let me explain this to you, all right? Now, yesterday, more than 50 people have attended the Mike So's One Club. Now, later on about 3:30 p.m. Singapore time, 3:30 p.m. Okay, I will do an internal Zoom session for every student of mine to explain a little bit more on Zoom, this One Club. Okay, today at 3:30 p.m. via Zoom. Okay, it's only for internal, our own students only. All right, so I will be doing that. Okay, we will discuss about this thing here itself. So dear all, if you want to know more, you can actually join me. All right, I'll be the only one hosting it. I'll explain to you my view, my feel, my worry, concern, and also more importantly itself, right? If you join, what is the up and down, the pro and cons, okay? So that's why I'm always, taking care of you guys. I also want you guys to know exactly what you are heading for, because I receive easily more than 10 people expressing interest to join One Club. I am happy for you, but I also need to express my concern, okay? So please understand this. 3:30 p.m. I'll see you at 3:30 p.m. All right, now this is the guy called Richard. He's one of our new team member of TWB. Richard will be the one assisting us to talk to you guys if you guys are really interested to do again One Club, right? He's not part of Mike. He's part of us. He's being assigned to actually go and assist you guys. Okay. Now because his daughter fell sick last night, so that's why he's a bit busy right now. So maybe the contact point or timing will be either today or tomorrow. Okay, just let you know. All right, this is Richard, by the way. Okay, so before we start this MAO, once again, do note the earlier I'm sharing itself with my personal opinion, and further down I'm also sharing you my personal opinion. Please understand this. Please use whatever I share as a learning aid and carefully consider your current financial condition. Okay, so if you accepted this, we will move on. All right, and that means that you identified me. Okay, I'll count 5 seconds before I move. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's go. All right, so first of all, right, I think this is ongoing. This is, when I saw this, I was laughing away, okay? All right, obviously, right, do you recognize this guy here? Do you recognize this guy here? Anyone can recognize him? This guy. You recognize him? Okay, this is really a scene taken up from the one of the serial. All right, no fever, so you lost your mind. Okay, time to take your medication. So apparently it's right, indeed, right, it's our brother Zhang Yaotong. All right, I was laughing away when I saw this. It was on his Facebook. I was laughing away. I was just joking with it. Then after that, this thing got viral and everywhere was spending. Now, why do I say that? Because I think everyone has saw this article, right? It's about this chief minister saying that the B1617 COVID-19 variant is found in Singapore. Wow, okay. And it can cause a third wave in India. Oh my God. Serious? Really serious? I mean, and the best part is this has been going for almost 24 hours and no one came out until now. So now we just saw that from Channel News Asia, our very own media, no truth in India news reporting claiming Singapore variant COVID-19 virus. Okay, from our MOH, right, Ministry of Health, we have confirmed that there's no truth. So the question is this: can we actually, do something with this? The last time we have our song, that's our song, become their song, and now not our variant become our variant. Hey, kind of like trying to be funny, right? Now I'm not trying to cause any disharmony here between us and all my Indian friends. Okay, I'm just cool with this. I'm just saying that why is this happening? I mean, seriously, itself, right? This is not very good. All right, it's very dangerous. So I really hope that we stay in a harmony position. Let's not do funny, stupid stuff. Okay, and of course, again, guys, don't freak yourself out. But I cannot deny this. Okay, I cannot deny this that you have to be very careful for your kiddo. Okay. All right, so you can see that, right? This is the thing that's ongoing right now. You can see that they cancelled the air services to Singapore. and they prioritized the vaccination of children. Okay, it's a good thing that they did. But of course, at the moment now, right, in India, there's 25 million cases. All right, and the death toll is about 278,000. I mean, that's quite a lot, but of course, we know the numbers may not be exactly true. Now, why am I more worried than not? Because you realize that now more and more young kids are actually suffering. Now, my sister is from, if my sister herself, right, is from the MOE too. So she will tell me that, tell me as a brother, that tell my kiddos to stay at home because you don't want to get caught. Because apparently it's all right. It does have this little thingy, right? Now, last year, right, we were only the adults got it. The kids was not there. I mean, the kids was not there. No one got this problem. Incredibly, now 1 year later, right, the adults are still having it, all right, but the problem is that the kids are also having it. And this is something very scary. And obviously, it's all right, when kids goes down, all right, parents get even worse. They get very, very sick for them. So, dear parents, I just heard from one of our very senior, TWB student, all right, she shared with me that, keep your kids at home. And I totally agree with that. So, dear parents, please understand this. Now your kids are now at home-based learning, right? Cool with them, take care of them. Don't get angry. I know it's not easy to have this studying at home. All right, please take care. All right. So usually the moms will be doing that, right? So dear dads, okay, all the dads, please be a little bit more tolerant. Your wife sure will be a bit more agey this month. Try to go slow with them. Calm down. We don't want to have any explosion at home. Okay. So just go slow with them. Okay. Okay. Please do that. It's for your own good, right? For the family. Okay, guys. If you understand what I just said, right, please keep to understand right now. For all the parents, especially guys, all the gentlemen, please, okay, support your wife, support your children. They need you right now, all right? But of course, safety is still number one priority. Okay, all right. So if Singapore is going to approve this Pfizer biotech coronavirus vaccine, I think that maybe we can consider for all the parents. Okay, yeah, understand, huh? Okay, great. All right, now one thing I don't understand, I really don't understand is this one. I almost fell off my chair when I read this. I was like, did I read it wrongly? Okay, why do I say that? Because Texas Governor Abbott, right, he is saying that, right, he threatens to fine. When he threatens to fine someone, I will expect that if you don't put on your mask, I fine you. But apparently itself, right, they will fine CTs and local officials if they impose mask mandates. Oh my God. Anyone can wear a mask if they want to, okay? But it's just a decision made by Texan, okay? And not forced by the government. So apparently it's all right. It's a Republican now. So we can understand now, oh, okay, it's still the same thing. It's Republican against Democrats once again, all right? So this one is really incredible. This guy, okay, this is the guy, Greg. He's saying that, right, he will fine companies, fine cities, fine official if they actually do that. I mean, that is really incredible, really. But of course, you cannot blame him because you know why? CDC, all right, CDC newly issued guidance says that fully vaccinated people no longer need to wear masks in most settings, in both indoor and outdoor. I mean, seriously, are they not on? They are not tuned into the TV or their TV is sanctioned. I mean, there are so many countries of people who are also vaccinated and they also got the virus. Are they okay or not? I mean, this is really incredible, man. I cannot understand this. One side is right, the government, which is like Biden himself has vaccinated with 2 jabs. He's still wearing masks, but yet the CDC says that you cannot wear masks. So, question mark already. So that's why I tell you, this whole thing is going absurd. I don't know how to trust whoever's words. So just put on that mask, okay? For your own good, for someone else, this is critical, okay? So this is crazy. I'm totally lost. That's why some people say they're also lost. They're totally confused and they find that it's really premature. Okay, this is really incredible. All right, earnings now we have saw Palantir and Walmart ready. Today will be the Cisco numbers. All right, Cisco should be okay. So this is what will happen. Then after there'll be NVIDIA and that will be the whole entire earnings season already. Okay, all right. Fred, pure American culture. Indeed, I really totally agree with you. Kelsa, xiao. Okay, democracy is best. Indeed, really incredible. This Anthony. All right, so yesterday we saw the building permits was about the same figure of forecast, so the market hasn't really moved much at all. But today we will see crude oil inventories, and tonight after that in the about 2 a.m., which is tomorrow in the early wee hours, we will actually have this US Federal Reserve meeting minutes. So again, do expect that if there's any, they likely be leading towards the what do you call inflation side. So that's why probably explain why we see some selling just this morning. Okay, so that's why I think that is a reason. Okay, Kelsa, least democratic. Okay, all right. Hey, sorry, I think this is the wrong one. Okay, this one's a wrong chart. This is yesterday's one. Sorry. Okay, now what we saw is that the Dow Jones was down by 260 points last night, okay, as mega cap tech stock turned negative, okay. So what we saw is that the Dow came off 267 points, the selling was at the back, actually, and we saw Amazon, Apple, Facebook, Alphabet all roll over and fall by 1% towards the last part of the day. Basically, it was quite interesting because there was nothing problem with the housing starts, so it was still okay, all right. Although the numbers are expected to be better. Then, of course, then we saw Walmart doing pretty well. Okay, Mercy also did a pretty good one. So it was quite interesting to see the market coming off yesterday. So obviously, when you see market coming off on its own, that's not a welcome sign. Now, the thing is that now they are saying that they are quite surprised with the S&P performance last week because they saw the S&P drop by 4%, right? But the market was doing well. So exactly my point. The market is doing well. The earnings are good, but the share price are not following through. So that is a reason why we need to be very careful on this. Okay. So tonight we will see the FOMC. We'll see about how they talk about inflation. So that's what I told you guys. So let's look at what they will say. And if any time the Federal Reserve lean towards the inflation part, right, the market will likely do some profit taking once again. Okay, so now the thing is this, at the moment right now for the news side, right, there are more bad news on Tesla. And of course, there are still ongoing rumors about how Bill Gates, why he divorced. And obviously, it's all right, tech shares are losing steam. Okay, tech shares are losing steam. So let's look at a little bit of the market right now. Okay, let me bring it, guys, to you. Tesla, that's a quick one for Tesla. Hey, hold on. Okay, never mind. Let me just restart this. Now, this is Tesla. Can you take a look, everybody? Now, Tesla is still coming down. All right, it tried to recover yesterday, hit a low of 562, and then recover back to the high of almost 595. But towards the second part of the day, it just came back down to close at about 576 level. So Tesla seems that to be still on the way going downwards. So there is a high chance that to see Tesla trading about 537 in the near term. Okay, 537. Look at Amazon. Amazon also U-turn. It was up initially. Then after that, it U-turn to close down. So it doesn't look good. But more important than to look at the KSI. The KSI is all red color. So when the market is going upwards itself, right, but the KSI is red, usually we'll see some selling. And we look at Apple. Apple also have came off, right? You can see recently when Apple go up, right, the KSI was red. So that is where when the market breaks the low, usually we see some selling. And Facebook also, yesterday reverse course, it was okay. Then after that, same thing. The price is going upwards, but the KSI is red. So usually that's a sell call. So from all I'm seeing here is right. It seems to be right. The market is actually not going upwards. Instead, there's some profit taking at this moment right now. So traders, you have to be very careful going forward. Okay. So let's look at what happened last night in the US market, shall we? Now, first of all, we all know that the Dow Jones was having a KSI that is red in color. KSI is red in color. So when the market opened in the morning, okay, initially it went up first. Okay, so when if KSI is red in color, KTR plus 1 to KTR plus 3 will be a level for you to look out for CCYR to short. Okay, or if you're buying, then you must see KTR plus 1 to plus 3 take profit. But if the market is to go down below OP and trades below P2, no matter what you tell me, it's a sell. Remember that? So remember that below OP, below P2, look out for CCYR sell. So below TWB rule, below OP, below P2, CCYR sell. All right, I already key in the rules for you guys, and I've been always saying this, and I've never changed, never mince my words. It's always the same thing. I can say this again and again and again, and the answer still be the same. So did it really happen? Well, take a look, guys. So you can see that the day itself went up initially, but once it hits the KTR +1, that is where it stopped there perfectly. Oh my God, look at this system of ours. Perfect. Then after that, it came down. Then the first thing to watch out for is this guy here. This is a BNB. Can you see that? This is a BNB. And if you do the two lines, you draw them, you will see the very interesting relationship now. Then that was where we were still in the office after we have conducted the Mike So's sharing. Some student asked me, I believe that was Eric and Andres, right? Those who are online. This is a BNB, right? This is also a BNB. Can you see that? So there were two BNB side by side. So what did I tell them? I told them this, okay, that likely, later part of the night, we will see big movement. Now, the market went sideways for a while, okay, went for a long while, okay, sideways. But you look carefully again, this is another BNB over here. And this time now is a very clear one. It not only closed below the P2, it also closed below KTR -1. And after about an hour later, wow, the Dow Jones collapsed, okay, selling down by almost 300 points in just 45 minutes. So can you see that the boys actually has informed us through the BNB? Can you see that? All right. Can you see that, guys? If you can see that, it's all right. Please key number 2 right now, okay? This is how you can actually use the chart to tell you certain things. Of course, you may say, Cal, how do you know it's going to go up, go down? No one really knows, but it's already informing you. And of course, if the KSI is red, right? And it goes below OP and below pivot 2, then naturally it's all right. There's only one thing to do, is to sell. And this is what exactly really happened yesterday, okay? So guys, you really need to really make sure next time you see BNB, make sure your eyes is on screen, because that will help you a lot in trading. Okay, guys, thank you for participating. Excellent. All right, so that is the Dow Jones. So let's look at the today's market, shall we? Okay, so let's just go through the big picture first, okay? Now, this is a big picture of Dow Jones that I draw the two channels that for 2020 timing. Then I draw another two more channels, and that is for the 2021 timing, okay? Now, if you notice this, once again, I'm going to put myself in this picture here. Everybody take a look. Do you notice that this point here, okay, that is where the market basically flipped down, all right, and then go below the MA30, and that's where the Dow Jones came down more than 10,000 points from that moment. Okay, yeah? So now if you follow me now and I project all the way up, follow my mouse. Do you notice that this happened over here? You see that? Something very interesting. Of course, this is just coincidence, but this coincidence tells me that, right, there is some form of artificial trend line that is ongoing right now that is actually probably giving us a bit of insightful thinking of what may happen in the coming weeks. Okay, then after that, I make it bigger now. You can take a look right now. Can you see the screen right now? You can see that that was the highest point the Dow went, and it coincides with the trend line the channel that I draw. Then after that, now what do you see? The market did break below the MA30. Then after that, it rebounded perfectly at the 95% level. And then after that, it rebounded and stayed above the MA30. Now that means that that junction itself is a very bullish signal. I repeat, it was a very bullish signal 2 days ago because it touches the MA30 and rebound. So that's why yesterday I was quite surprised to see the Dow come off. Now the thing is this, if you put the MA30 today MA30 is about 34,136. Now I'm going to be very upfront here itself. 34,136. will be a very critical level for today. As long as the Dow Jones cannot stay above 34,136, the market will see some selling. Okay, that's being objective here itself. And you can see that now we have another channel that I have. It's the bottom channel going up. The last time when you see something like this, the market went below first and then it rebounded. So today, I suspect that this will happen again. Okay, and the MLP for today, take a look. The MLP is somewhere going to be nearby to the MA30. So that means it's going to be an MA30 and an MLP stack today around here at 34,136 to about 34,150. And the last one will be the 95% mark. Now, the last time when the market hit the 95% mark, the market staged a very strong recovery. So I kind of suspect that, right, if the market do pull back, do expect to see support again at this level here, which is the 33,338 level. Okay, so which means that if the Dow Jones do drop below opening price, all right, and cannot go above the 34,136, there is a possibility for the Dow Jones to revisit 33,338 again. So all clear on that? All right, so it's just only a mathematical possibility based on chart. So we'll see how it goes. So traders, you are clear and understand, please key number 3 right now. Number 3. Why number 3? 33338 is the 95% mark. Okay, 33338 is the 95% mark. Okay, so got an idea now? Yeah. Now, the thing is this, you can see the MA200 is also have to shift up a bit already to somewhere around here. Okay, all right. So Dow Weekly. Now, Dow Weekly is not pretty. The Dow Weekly is not pretty. Look at it. The Dow Weekly, I told you guys, has created a BNB. And I also give you the exact level that what will happen. All right. So if the Dow really comes down, the support will be somewhere at this point here. Right. But of course, that will break the so-called intermediate trend. Now, if the Dow basically rebound, the Dow can go back up again to the BNB high. But if the Dow fail and goes below it, then we could see something drastic. And I already showed you the last time you saw, right, where the Dow could be going if it breaks below the BNB point. Anyone remember this number? If the Dow Jones is to go below the BNB SL, where will Dow go? What's the number that I mentioned? Anyone can tell me? All right, I'll give you 1 minute to help me do this, to help us here. Anyone remember if the Dow is to go down, right? How much will Dow be going? Huh? Oh, okay, down by 1,006. Okay. So what's the level? Ah, okay. Right, 31,000. Okay, I change color. 31,474. No, not 33,283. 31,474. Okay, how do I get the number? I take this A and B, the difference, minus the B. So A to B difference minus B to obtain this 31,474. Okay. All right. Okay. So the thing is this. Okay. All right. If the Dow really goes down to 31,474, wow, that will be a very big movement down. I think that will be whereby maybe for buyers, we can just look at it for time being and see whether can we buy from over there. But again, don't just jump in to put a buy limit order, because if the market comes down, it falls. Okay. So this is just a number visibly for you guys to take a look. Whether it comes down or not, that's another. Okay. All right. Clear. Okay. So let's look at today's Dow Jones, shall we? Now this is the today's Dow Jones. Now today's Dow Jones, if you realize this, today's Dow Jones is also a BMB, all right, daily chart BMB. So that means that the high and the low can be used for range. And if the Dow Jones stays below the low, that means the Dow has the potential to drop. Now this level here, you can see that a little bit like can't see, right? So how can you do this? Very simple. Right click, go to object list. Once you press object list, you scroll down, you'll see the numbers here already. So that means that the numbers here shows that the 400 series a lot of numbers. 33, 463, 454, 447. Wow, all the 400 series. That means that there is a very powerful magnet there. Very powerful magnet. So what I'm trying to say is, if you look carefully at the bottom of the screen, the KSI is red, and you look carefully, the KSI is actually moving upwards. I told you guys, when the market is going up, the market cannot lose the low of the day. I already said this many times before. All right, I say that when the market is going upwards, but the KSI is red, the market cannot lose the low of the previous day. If the market loses the low of the previous day, usually there will be selling. And truth be told, it really happened. Okay, it really happened. So now today's the opening price of the market is below P2, and it's very far away from P2, right? So that means from opening price to P2 is called the uncertainty zone. So usually I will not call for buy, and especially the KSI is red, it's going to be even harder. But if the market stay below P2, then there is a possibility that market may sell today. All right, that's something to take note. Okay, so traders, you just need to know what you need to do for today. All right, if you want to be a buyer today, please be safe. Make sure that you take profit along the way, because based on rule, it's not a buy lah. But whatever reason you see later on, you're buying, then make sure that you know what you're doing. Okay. So look at this. That is the Dow. So let's look at the next market. Which is the NASDAQ. Now, NASDAQ yesterday really had a problem now. We have a problem with NASDAQ now. A very clear problem. Take a look. Now, this is the 95% mark. I told you guys, this is the 95% mark. Now, what we saw was beautiful. From the highest point here, the NASDAQ fell, broke below MA30. So that was the first sign of trouble. Then after that, it went down further, hit the 95% mark. Okay, and and almost there. So it missed the 95% mark, rebounded. Then incredibly, it got resisted at the MA30. Very clear resistance. And because of the resistance, we saw it come down. And this time round, it went for the 95%. And because it closed below the 95% mark, it went down lower. And this time, beautifully, it stopped at the MA200. So you can see that the NASDAQ is totally algo driven. Totally algo driven. So you can roughly know what's the next step really. So when the market got itself supported at the MA200, it rebounded strongly back to the 95% mark. Then it stays above it. That was good. That was supposed to be positive, right? But unfortunately, instead of staying further upwards, right, the market failed and now U-turned and goes below the 95% mark again. And because of that itself, right, okay, most likely you'll go down again. So yesterday, it tries to stay above the 95% mark, which it failed, and pulls back. So definitely for sure itself, right, the probability of it going down to the MA200 again is going to be very high. All right, I repeat myself, the probability of the market going back down to MA200 is going to be very high. And that number is 13,000 level. So I kind of suspect that right later on today, the NASDAQ has a probability to go down to 13,000 today or tomorrow, right? Unless it closes back above the 95% mark. Okay. Now, the only thing that I have as a concern is that if the market stays above the 95% mark, it may go up again. But if this time around, if it stays below it stay around the 95% mark but fail, then logically the next number that it will be going will be 12,671, because that is the 90% mark. Okay, so that is my personal take on the NASDAQ. I kind of suspect that NASDAQ may really have a 500 points drop in the coming weeks. All right, so traders, are we okay with that? So these are all the buy point and the sell point based on conventional. Are we clear? All right, if we clear this out, right? Okay, please key the next number. Okay, wow, you guys are good. Okay, all right. Yeah, see me, I just text you guys the NASDAQ support will be at 13,000. The next downside level is about 12,671. You can see that come to MAO is all right. I'm very clear and very precise. I don't tell you nonsense stuff. I tell you what will happen, what will likely happen, what numbers look out for, upside and downside. So it basically covers both sides, and also, let you have a very clear, indication of the market. Someone just told me that, Cal, you shouldn't do MAO anymore because you're giving free bites to a lot of people. I say, yeah, I'm giving only to our own students. All right, only to our own students. If the students until now, for what I've been doing, still don't appreciate what I'm doing, seriously, nothing more I can do already. I can't marry you, right? All right. So if this is not good enough, nothing else is better. Okay, serious. Okay, so that is the Dow Jones. That's the NASDAQ. Now, NASDAQ today is very near the P2. KSI is green. I repeat, KSI is green. So as long as the NASDAQ stay above P2, the NASDAQ will go up. But if the NASDAQ goes below P2, do take profit along the way because the KSI is green. Now, there are a few numbers watch out for KCB, 13,103, 12,903, and 12,801. So these are the few technical level to watch out for the market. So just watch them closely, and that will preview you probably good insights on what happened today. All right, so that is my personal take. I suspect that once the market goes below P2, there is a very pretty good chance that we will see the NASDAQ coming down. And of course, if it loses 13,000, which is 13,100, the next level based on KCB is 12,003. So it's a 200 points drop from that moment. So watch out for 13,100. That's based on KCB level. All right, thank you. Okay, so that is the NASDAQ S&P 500. Now, S&P 500 also had the same phenomenon. It closed above MA30 first. Then after that, closed slightly on it. Then yesterday, completely below. So now what do we see here? Very clear. If the market stay below MA30, likely the S&P 500 will fall further. Okay, will fall further. I suspect that S&P 500 will fall to around here, and that's 40,033 level. All right, I suspect that the S&P will fall to 40,33 level. So if that really happens, that means the NASDAQ will drop down to the 90% mark. The Dow Jones will test the 90% mark around there. Okay, so the question is this. What do you think? Is it possible for the S&P to drop to 4033? All right. What do you think, guys? How many of you think that the S&P will drop to 4033? If you think that you drop to 4033, please key 4033 right now. If you think the S&P will not fall to 4033, you just say not, N-O-T. Let me see how's the verdict here. Now, with 86 of you, can I have at least 30 people participating on this? Now, today you should be at home now, right? Unless you're working. All right, if you can participate, please key. Now, how many of you think that S&P 500 will drop to 4033? How many of you think that it will not? So if not, just key N-O-T. If it's yes, key 4033. Wow. Wow, so many of you, almost 30. Okay. Serious. Cow. Today what day? Today Wednesday. Okay lah. For y'all lah. Later I go and buy 40 number 4033. Okay. All right. Okay. Now I don't know whether you go there, but looks like there is a possibility. So let's see what happened. Okay. Let's see what happened. Right. For the S&P 500 right now, let's look at the chart. Now S&P 500 chart doesn't look good. It's below P2. And wait a minute, double confirm. Yeah, yesterday is a BNB. Yesterday, S&P is a BNB. So which means that the market BNB is here, right? The high and low is a BNB. Hence, therefore, right, if the S&P do close below the BNB level, there is a possibility for this to happen. And very interesting, the KCV level, if you notice this, is 4039. 4039, just 6 points away from the 4033. So that's why maybe you can consider, if the S&P do fall, you can consider a buyback between 4039 to 4033. There's a 6 point range there, which we're very comfortable. Now the KSI is red in color. So definitely the selling momentum will be there if the market wants to sell. Okay. So this is something that to take note of that. Okay. All right. Cool. Now someone asked me, how's the market in terms of dollar and stuff like that? Okay. Let me show it to you now live. The dollar index. The dollar index actually broke below the 90 mark. Actually, this is actually quite a bad sign. Why is that so? Because as I mentioned to you, right, because if the Federal Reserve doesn't want to do the tapering, the dollar is going to keep on coming down. There'll be no trust in the dollar. And because of no trust in dollar itself, right, commodity prices will keep on going higher. And that is the double-edged sword. Because now the dollar goes down further, the commodity price goes higher, inflation also goes higher. Then obviously it's going to push Federal Reserve to either close all the eyes or they will react. So the way the dollar is coming down itself, right, is actually a very bad sign in the market. So the thing is this, if the dollar goes up itself, right, then what will happen? The commodity price will fall, and that will cause us I mean that it will do a stop in the whole economy. So no matter how you look at it, right, no matter how is it, right, seriously, Federal Reserve now is in a checkmate position. Really in a checkmate position. I said this about 1 month ago, and again, I was a bit always too early, right? But I told you guys that one time you hit $5, it really happened. Oh, by the way, you know the one time me stop, the one in Katong got hit yesterday. Oh my God, I hope the 13 people are safe, feeling better right now. Okay, so the point is this. This is already clear that Federal Reserve is in a checkmate position. So tonight, the Federal Reserve minutes, right, it's going to be very interesting. If the minutes meeting shows that they know inflation and they may have to taper in the time to come, then the stock market will be spooked. And that's why I suspect that why yesterday, suddenly there's some selling. Now, to me, it's always like this. No wind doesn't mean there's no repose. When there's repose, there's wind. So when there's repose on the surface of the water, that means that the wind exists. Although we don't see the wind, but it's there. Can you understand? Okay. Okay, You Ming, $5 cheap. My place already $5.50. Wow, you Ming, your place must be atas one, right? Must be that's expensive style, right? All right. Abalone. Okay, so that is the US dollar index. But something even more incredible, if you look at the 10-year yields. If you look at 10-year yields, right, you'll be very surprised with actually the numbers there. Can you see that? If you have been following the 10-year yields, which I think some of you don't follow anymore, which is understandable because it's not in the hype right now. But as a good trader, we always follow. You notice that from on Monday to today, right, the 10-year yields have been staying about 1.65%. So seemingly it's right. Someone knows that the interest rate factor is going to go up soon. It's just a matter of time. So the dollar is coming down because of all the printing, but the US yields is going upwards. So that means that someone do know that it's just a matter of time, the dollar will likely strengthen. Now, how the dollar strengthen is only either that the Federal Reserve decide to hike interest rate, which they say no. The only second one that will likely happen is tapering. I repeat, tapering. Only when they start to taper, meaning that we reduce the supply in the market of the dollar, then the dollar will rise. When the dollar rises itself, right, it will coincide with what is happening right now. And of course, that will lead to one thing. It will lead to two things here at the moment. At the same time, it will lead to either gold price to drop down initially, then after that may recover because of inflation purpose, or gold prices drop. So that is the reason why there is this problem here. Michael Burry effect. Okay, I don't know about that, but I can tell you this stuff, right? Michael Burry, yesterday I covered on his portfolio. If you don't mind, copy homework, right? You copy his homework yesterday. I think he'll be right. Based on what I'm seeing, right, I'm quite sure he'll be right. Yeah. So, sometimes in life itself, right, you need to just look at people's portfolio and see, engage, check the price. If everything looks good, then just copy lor. Okay, so I repeat, now interest rate will not come first. It's always tapering first. Only by tapering, then interest rate. So if the Federal Reserve insists they're not going to do any interest rate hike, then the only answer will be tapering. Okay, all right. Okay, so I covered that. Hong Kong today is closed, so we leave it there. China A50 has just gapped down this morning, but very beautifully it stopped at the MA 200 and rebounded over there. That is strong. So as long as the MA market stays and support the China A50, that should be okay. Now that's the reason why you see the choice of MA that I'm using, right, really not bad, right? You can see that, right, really follows. So as long as you just have to follow through, it's good. But if today China A50 closes below the MA 200, I tell you that will be selling effect across the board on the US equity. So I'm going to say this up front. If the China A50 do drop below the MA 30, right? All right, I suspect it will go down to MA 200. You go down to MA 30. And if that was to happen itself, right, it will definitely send a very rude shockwave across the board. All right, so traders, just be careful on that. Okay, that's my personal take. Now, how about DAX? Well, DAX, Uncle Arun, are you here today? Don't see you today. All right, you can see that. Wow, look at it. I told Uncle Arun, right, the DAX will hit the all-time high. It really, really happened. And I also say that once the market hit the all-time high, the market will pull back. Exactly, right? If those who remember that I said this, I told Uncle Arun that the DAX will hit all-time high and likely there'll be profit taking. If you remember, I said that, please key the word spot on for me. DAX spot on, Ken? DAX spot on. Because I told Uncle Arun that the DAX will likely hit the all-time high because they need to gush everybody in. But once that happens itself, right, they'll be selling. And do note, DAX closed earlier than the US stock market. So DAX, either they know it or they don't know it. So they mean that later on, when DAX open, DAX will open with a gap down. That means that later on, DAX will open with a gap down later. And if DAX open gap down later, there will be a spike down in terms of the Dow Jones futures. That is very normal. Now for today, the MA 30 will be around here itself. So I suspect that will be the pivotal point for today. That means that I suspect that the DAX will open somewhere around here. Then you take this as a gauge. That means you try to recover to the MA 30. If it stays up, that's fine. If not, right, there will be selling again. Okay. All right. Thank you, guys. You all remember, right? Thank you so much, Jimmy, Colin, Wilson, Bridget, Fred, Philip, Cheng Kui. Okay. Han Yu, Anthony, Chong Ming, Jerry, Eric, right? Yeah, indeed. Try to bot on today for today's DAX. Now, if DAX is a 4, right, I suspect you come to this point here because this is a chocolate bar here. And I tell you, market loves chocolate bar. So that means that the 15,032 will be the level to watch. I repeat, 15,032. Wow. You may say, Kel, a lot, right? About 300 points. Yeah, it's a 300 points drop. I kind of suspect it will happen. Maybe not today, maybe tomorrow, but that level here, 15,032, I think likely will happen. Will it create a triple bottom? Well, it is possible, call it. It is possible. So we watch that. Okay, so downside is 15,032. We will monitor the market later. Okay, all right. So you guys got my DAX sharing. I think Uncle Arun now is very busy with properties. So that's why I don't trade more. All right, is the Pius and this Azhar, you're around to answer for Mr. Uncle Arun, or you're all three are doing property now? Okay, anyway, thank you guys for your contribution. Okay, so that is the Dow Jones and the US equity market. Now, gold. Gold. Now, number one thing that you this, okay, reserve your dates, okay, reserve your time for 19 June, 11 a.m. Okay, 19 June, 11 a.m. is a Saturday. Reserve that time because we're going to have another TWB event. Yay! The last event we had for crypto was a success. So we're going to move forward to gold. You realize what I'm trying to say, right? Okay, I repeat, we're going to have an event on 19th of June talking about gold. All right. The tagline is gold for gold. All right. The tagline is gold for gold. Okay, that will be our tagline. So that means that, right, there is a good reason why now we are watching gold very, very seriously. All right. All right. So if you are hearing this right now, if you are a gold merchant, or you do physical gold, you sell physical gold as a business, can you PM me on the site? I'd like to talk to you. All right. That could be a business deal for this event. All right. I repeat myself. Okay. I repeat, if you are doing it with gold, and you are a gold merchant, or you are a goldsmith, or you are a gold jeweler, all right, contact me, PM me on the site through Telegram. I'd like to speak to you on the site because I suspect that, right, we could see a possible big bull run on gold in the next 6 months' time. Yes, indeed. Gerald, no free gold, but and then who knows? Okay, so you can see yesterday, excuse me. You can see yesterday gold price was sideways, then it shoot up. Then after that, it just sell down as fast as it went up and went sideways. So it's back to square one again. So what do you think about gold, right? I suspect that gold will have some intermittent pullback. And then after that, right, gold should be going up again. So now you can see across the market now, you can see that spot gold, okay, I'm talking about gold coming off, silver had declined yesterday. And of course, with cryptocurrency now reaching a milestone against gold, and now people are saying that gold will go to 2000, okay, as usual. When you go higher, market analysts will tell you this. When you come down, they'll tell you the other thing. All right, so it's sort of, these are all this BS they always do, but I'm not going to go near that. All right, so to yesterday gold, let's take a look. Now, yesterday, the gold KSI was green. And the market is opening price is between the two pivot. So no need to tell me the market is a buy. Above OP, just buy, all right? Right, for CCRY positioning because the KSI is green. But of course, the buy must come with trigger because it's not above P1. Okay, it's still not above P1. You need to follow rules. So yesterday, we saw the gold. Initially, in the first wave, it went up above OP first, okay? And it was a BNB. Can you see that's a BNB? So gold goes up, first wave. Then after that, it tapered off, came back down. Now, this is also a BNB. You notice that? This is a BNB. So you put the two lines again. Beautifully, CCRY above, trigger the OP. BNB is there. Gold went up again. So second wave. Then as fast as it can, it came back down again. Then it went sideways. And then you notice this? This again, a BNB. Don't you find that interesting? Don't you feel that? Very interesting, right? So that's why I love BNB. I love color change with BNB. If you spotted them, you will know what to do already. Incredible, right? Yes. All right. Colin, will go drop first, then up. Well, if you ask me, it's all right. If equity market really perform what I say so, if I'm right, then yes, gold will also come off a bit first. Yeah, because I told you, right, in order for, if the equity markets come down, likely the word tapering will be on the table. And if there's a bit tapering on the table, then likely the dollar will recover. And the dollar recovers, then what happened to the gold price? It will come down first. I mean, this is part of how it works. But of course, it can be a different. Maybe the dollar recovers and the gold shoot up higher because of inflation. So as that, it all depends on whether the boys, what they see. Do they think that inflation is more important or the dollar is more important? So that is my view here. Okay, Colin? Kelsa, what price to buy physical? I don't know yet. Until the moment comes, I'll tell you. Okay, I'll go to the jeweler store and take a picture of it and then I'll post it up. Okay. All right. Now, of course, you asked me to between the physical gold and Dubai. Wow, who not happy with me? Okay. All right. Now, the thing is this: to buy physical gold versus buy futures gold, right? I mean, I'll be honest with you, lah. Buy futures gold better, lah, because it's leveraged 1 to 200. For the same amount of money, you invest, it's cheaper and it's better, and it's much more. The ROI is better. You see, you put $50,000 to buy gold. Yes, you have safety of it. Yes, the appreciation of price will be there, but the amount of money you make is different. No? Really, very big difference. It's 1 to 200 leverage. But of course, you say, leverage, what if the market crash and how? I buy you on that. So you don't need to go full extent. You can just go at a lower level. Okay, but again, it's up to individual. Okay, during the 19th of June event, I'll explain to you guys the difference in terms of the futures gold and physical gold. That's why I like to speak to anybody who you know that deals with gold on a physical note. But this person, sorry, I forgot to add one thing. This person must be vocal, and he may or she may has to stand beside me on stage. Yes, I repeat, this person may have to stand beside me on stage. All right, okay. I will buy gold. Okay, at 1815. Okay, you Ming. Need storage to keep gold, physical gold. Keep at home lah, under your bed lah. Unless you're gonna buy so many gold. All right, and then you need a foxtrot. Okay, so that is the gold. So let's look at gold prices right now. US Dow Jones has dropped a little bit today as I'm talking right now. The Dow has come off a little bit. China A50 has rebounded, so it's a bit of interesting movement here. Now, gold price. Now, gold, in my opinion, has now going to go into a potential bull market, because why? Likely the MA30 is going to cross the MA200. And when that cross itself is a very bullish signal. I repeat, if the market can cross the MA30, can cross the MA200, it'll be a very bullish signal. Okay, that is based on traditional indicator. It's going to be very bullish. Now, do I say, Kel, why you say it will come down, right? I say everything when it go up, right? They have to pull back a bit first. So I kind of suspect that, right, gold price will come back down on its own. So if gold price do fall, all right, the first level that I'm watching is the 38.2 level. That's 1828. Okay, I have placed a small little buy limit order at 1828 lah. A small level. I also placed a small level at 1810 just for the fun of it. Okay, so I placed two technical level at 1828 and 1810. These two levels, okay, to see how it goes. Of course, if it goes crazier, 1771 will be the lovely price, because that is the 23.6. So three levels for us to watch out for: 1828, 1810, and 1771. Yeah, indeed, correct. That will be the golden cross, Brian. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to key there. Gold support levels: 1828, 1810, 1771. Okay, these are the three levels there for you all to consider. Now, of course, you may say, Kel, but if the market goes below 1810, right, that means that gold may become a death cross. Well, usually when you have a golden cross the first time, you'll pull back first. The second golden cross is real. So that is how usually it happens. So that is what I'm seeing over here. Okay, so take note of that. I'm going to clear my screen. Wow, Yu Ming challenging me. One coffee bet. No more 17XX mark for coming 3 months. Okay. I take your bet. Okay, I reply on you. Okay. Okay, I will take your bet. All right, Yu Ming, one bet. So from today onwards, 19th of May to 19th of August, if gold price comes down below 1800, you will buy me a coffee. Okay? Okay, All right, Ken? Yu Ming, okay, confirm, okay. Wow, sister Cynthia now say that I will win. Oh, really? Wow. With sister Cynthia saying that, wow, my chance increased already. Ayo, you guys are no. Roti prata. I don't know whether I can eat or not by then. Eat in office, Okay. Any side bet, we open up. We do an option market, put and calls, and we have a time decay, everyday time decay. I know one thing is this, our community is so incredible, right? In fact, yesterday Mike was saying that your community is really incredible. Everybody is so spontaneous. Everybody is so engaged and positive. I think that is how we built this family from the very beginning, right? We built this family. We really believe in we leave no one behind, and everybody does that. All right. And even when we lose in the market, everybody is still smiling because why? Today we lose today, but doesn't mean that we lose forever. So guys, incredible. I love this. All right. Thank you so much once again. Now for gold, let me explain to you my personal view. All right. Let me explain to you now. Okay. Today got more time, no Hang Seng. I can relax a little bit. My phone not much messages. Now look at this gold. Okay, let me explain to you my personal view on gold. Okay. Okay. Now the thing is this: gold. If you look carefully, actually very carefully on gold. Okay, this is the first high, then the next high, then the next one, and of course we scale the height to the highest point. If you look carefully, right, in between them, okay, we see the market going down. All right, then lower, then this, even this, then this. Do you see that? Now, what do you see in between this one? This is a very clear, classic sign of a very strong bull. A very strong bull. All right. So by logic itself, right? By logic, there will be another pullback somewhere below 1800, sorry. I repeat myself. There is a probability that the gold will pull back down to about 1800 level, around there. So you may not be wrong. Maybe you may be correct. If the market low, maybe hit 180102. All right. But by logic of the chart, if you'd ask me yourself what's my real feel, I suspect that it will bounce around here. And that is about 1771 to 1785 level. I believe that will be the range that the gold will be bouncing around there. So, yeah. And if that happens, that will fulfill all the pattern that I told you earlier, it will fulfill. And that will be a lovely time to engage yourself into gold. So, Kelza, Sister Cynthia, all right, I will say that, right, if the gold do come down to about 1780s, all right, that will be a lovely time to build some position there. All right. Yeah, I think that will be a lovely time to build some position there. That is my personal view. Okay, guys? Heard me? Now, again, you may ask, Kel, how high will it go? My number is still the same, 2218. My number is still the same. I still believe that gold will go up to about 2218 level. So you think about this. If we were to look at the buy at 1780s, okay, and we buy there, and we hold it all the way to 2218, that's about nearly $500. So, wow, $500, you know how much money is that? So basically, if you buy one contract for $500 move, you can make as much as, how much is that? One contract. How many can answer me? If I buy one contract of gold, let's say I buy gold at 1780, okay, for one contract, one full contract lah. Then if I keep it all the way to 2218, right? So that will give me probably a profit about 220, okay lah, 400. So one contract, okay, that means this is the profit, right? For one contract of gold, I can make up to potentially about $40,000 to $50,000. Wow, one contract. Wow. No, not 438K. So much. Wow. Tesla, Bitcoin. Yeah, about 40K. So you think, Kelza, if you were to take think about this. The margin requirement itself, okay, is only how much? You take this price here, okay, 1780. All right, the margin requirement itself, right, for one full contract, you take this figure, multiply by 100 ounces. So the full margin is about $178,000 for one full contract of gold, one full contract. Because of leverage of 1 to 200 by AIMS, that means that you only need to pay how much? 178 divided by 2, you get how much? Anyone can tell me? 178,000 minus divided by 200, what number do you get? About 900, right? Yeah. So that means you take $900 as margin, you put it inside there, and if you buy the gold at 1780, okay, you give a bit of buffer lah. Of course, there'll be some downside, right? Let's say you put 5K lah. 5K you put inside there, $900 for margin, 5K is US, then $4,000 for floating, and you just buy one contract and leave it there and let it run. If it takes about 25 days to 30 days or maybe 100 days, all right, your cost swaps may incur about 1K. About 1K. Swaps about 1K. All right, the most 2K give it to you. Now 2K swaps to exchange for 40,000 profits. I think makes a lot of sense, right? Now you understand why am I telling you guys reserve 19th of June for this event. But prior to that, if I'm talking about gold, then obviously you guys know already. Last week I already said that we should seriously be watching gold, trading gold, and you know lah, the big I word on gold, all right? That word cannot use on social media. Okay? All right. Get it? So you see my point, Kelza, buying the physical, right, in a way doesn't really make a lot of sense. Yeah. I'd rather do this, my friends. I'd rather use the, future side or whatever you have, CFDs, you buy the gold, make money, make as much as you can. Then after that, you let go. The gold price will fall because gold will never be the fiat currency. When it come back down again, use these profits and buy the physical gold, and then that's it. You have a good asset at home, and then you can actually, be very happy and utilize it for other purposes. Got an idea? What? 19th of June is your birthday, you may? Got any tune? Okay lah, that's it lah, you Ming. Either your birthday, you're gonna buy me a coffee, or I buy you a coffee lah. So now we know on that day, 19th of June, Yu Ming must be around for the event. If he's not around, right, that means he's hiding. Okay, Yu Ming, we all know already on your birthday. Okay, cool. Okay, everybody clear? I hope that this is really clear for all of you. Okay, I already give you my sharing ready today. Okay, all right, that is the gold setup. Weekly chart wise, well, gold is still moving upwards, so still okay. The 38.2 itself, as long as it doesn't breach, is still all right. Okay. Silver yesterday pulled back. Wow, silver yesterday, the pull was really incredible. It went up almost very near to my $28.80, missed by 10 cents only. Wasted. Then it do a super reversal doji, and now obviously it's coming off, right? So likely the MLP here at $37.73 will be the level to watch out for silver today. Okay. Okay, by the way, I say I say at 1780 level, it's just if it goes down, okay? Not saying that it will go down. Okay? I'm just telling you that what I feel, all right? Please don't quote me later again. You all say that Kel don't follow system. Very headache. Okay. All right, cool. All right, today's MAO a bit longer than usual, but to cover a lot of angles today. All right, so for gold today, day chart, let's take a look before we end this off. All right, this is the crude day chart today. KSI is green, no blue bars. So as long gold stays above OP, today gold in general is up one, okay? Gold in general is up, okay? But if gold goes down below P2 today, right, there'll be some selling. But again, because KSI is green, no blue bar, KTR -1 to -3 can look for buy, okay? All right, so in general today is still okay. As long gold stays above OP, it's a buy. Okay, all right, crude oil, last one to wrap it up. Crude oil, let's take a look. Now, crude oil, I told you guys there will be a strong resistance at $66, and indeed, it really pulls back down. This is very clear. That's why you have to trust the TA lah. So I told you guys that crude oil, once it hit $66.89, there will be a pullback down, and indeed, it really, really manifested, really happened, right? So again, crude oil spot on, right? So if you think that I've done a super job in crude oil, please key the word crude oil spot on for me. Now, all this obviously will help me a lot on my marketing. That is, if you appreciate that also. So, Cal, when can we buy crude oil, right? Well, based on the chart wise, right, the trend line here is critical because every time when the crude oil comes to this trend line, it seems to be supported. So, kind of expect to see some support here. But when market get too supported, I don't like. That means if it like every time it hit a trend line, it recover, right? I don't really like it for too much really. So I'm going to say up front here, if let's say I do suspect that there'll be tapering or at least some signals of tapering, I kind of suspect that the dollar will fall, right? The dollar will be rising up. Hence, therefore, I think that this will be better price. I think at $55 on average itself, right, or $56 based on the MA 200, I think crude oil may drop to $55, $56. All right, that is only if the market cannot stay above the trend. If the market stay above the trend, then of course, crude oil next level will be 70 already. Okay, I repeat myself one more time. If crude oil can hang above the trend line, crude oil will be going up to 70 mark. If the crude oil fail to stay above the trend line, then crude oil will come down to about the 55, 56 mark. Okay, thank you once again for those who put for spot on. Thank you, I really appreciate it. You guys are already my heart fans. I really appreciate that. Okay, I've given you my views for today. All the technical point already all given to you. All right, so that means that we come to the end of the part one. So we will leave now 10 seconds for you guys to leave. For those who want to leave, can leave now. For those who want to stay on for the second part, please stay tuned, all right? First of all, it's really not easy doing this MAO every day. Yeah, indeed, not easy. Not only that, it's challenging, the script I write myself. Yeah, like not the broadcasters, people write their scripts. I write my own scripts. And the best part is that I got no scripts. It's all here. Okay, all right, guys, welcome back to the alternate market views. Okay, I'm going to share with you some of the bearish sign in the market. Now, today's a little bit longer than yesterday, so bear with it. Okay, let's go. Now, yesterday, you can see that this is the New York uptick and downtick of the price action of the entire day. Interestingly, there was two movements. One is at about probably 2 hours before market close. One in the last half an hour. Suddenly, there was two bulk of selling. So not too sure what causes them. I checked the news. There's really no sharing there. So not too sure why. Colin, on the day chart NASDAQ, will there be a chance of MA crossing MA 200 near term? Oh, okay, hold on. MA 200 in near term. Mathematically, Colin, I don't think so. Mathematically, I don't think so. Because if the NASDAQ is to come down to here, all right, the MA 300 will follow. Then this one will also dive in. So you'll see something like this. So I don't think it will cross down. I don't think so, based on what I'm seeing mathematically. Unless the NASDAQ go down further, then yes, then the MA 30 will go faster and it may cross the MA 200. For time being, I don't think so. If you're talking about this point here as a first base. Okay, Colin? Yeah. Hey, thanks, Fred. Yeah, indeed, not easy. Trust me. Yeah. Okay, so let's go back to the thing. So is there a program selling in the market? So I'm not too sure, but it seemed to be when you know, right, when the market start to sell and they don't explain it to you, right, normally that's something of concern already. Okay, as you always see that. And I told you about VIX indicator. So yesterday, I was telling Eric, or telling some of the guys who are in the office, like Kelly, Eddie, I was telling them, right, I suspect the VIX will go up again. So I said that maybe if you can, maybe you can buy around 19, which really happened, right? 19, the VIX hit 19, and then after that went 20 and 21. So some people ask me, Cal, is it a good time to buy the VIX? I will say that yes. I will say that yes. If you don't mind taking some money on the side, you can consider to buy some VIX. I suspect that VIX will go back up again. Suspect only, yeah? I suspect that VIX will, now is 21, right? I suspect VIX will go back up again to about 30. All right, I suspect. Okay, so nothing for 100%. I just suspect that you go to 30. Yeah, for those who want to know more on VIX, right, you can look at this. You can actually go online and check it out. Okay, AIMS don't provide VIX, but TOS does. The thing of swim, so you can consider looking at that. Now, the Bloomberg, you can see now this is the Bloomberg dollar index. So you can see the dollar index in 2018, that was where the dollar index bottomed out and recovers. Okay, remember that in 2018 when Federal Reserve start to talk about tapering. Remember that? So we are back to the same level again. So will history repeat itself? This is whereby I'm actually giving my strong benefit or believe that it may happen. So that's why I suspect that the dollar downside will be limited soon. And if that really happened, it's the only reason because that there'll be a tapering measure. And after that, maybe a hike of interest rate in the second half or next year. So that is whereby I suspect that, right, traders who in gold, there is a possibility for gold to come down a bit first. Okay. But of course, I may be wrong. Maybe the dollar will plunge right down all the way to this level here. Is it possible? It is possible if the market feels that the dollar is going to be in a very bad position, right? It is possible for the dollar to plunge. All right, a dollar plunge, obviously go or shoot up. So let's just see how it is. But I'm just informing you guys about this potential problem here. Now, this is Berkshire Q1 13F summary. Now, one thing to note, they have already sold quite a bit of this. They sold entire JP Morgan. They also sold M&T. But also yesterday when it came out, right, they sold Wells Fargo. They sold Wells Fargo and it almost sold off everything. That I think left 1%. Don't know why they leave 1% for what. Maybe for branding sake or marketing sake or whatever sake. But they sold 90% of it. So why would they sell Wells Fargo, right? So obviously, right, that means that they do see a problem lingering at the property market. And I repeated this, right? If you remember in the standard business cycle, I told you guys, should the market hits a high and turns down, right, property market will be next to get hit. And you know that a lot of people are buying properties now because of some ways of trading with the property market by buying together and then do something together, right? So all I can say is if the business, if their money is still floating, the demand is there and people's job is still intact, fine. No problem. This type of cooperation is good. But if the things comes bad, then when the finger pointing comes in, wow, I think I foresee that there'll be a bit of problem. So if you guys are involved in such interesting property deals, I know that you guys have a lot of buffer, but you know, even if you have buffer, when the market comes down, right, it doesn't come down like that, it pulls. So just be careful, my personal view, okay? Not against anybody, just my personal sharing, because you must understand we are now in the 13th year of the bull market. All right, you don't forget that. That's very crazy, okay? So you can see now very crazy for last 50 over years. Whenever the S&P 500 and the earnings are really start to get too far away, the market will pull back to reality. So now we are super big divergence. You know that the divergence now we're having, this is the time where you have that. This is the difference and the market pulls back, right? Okay, reality pulls in. All right. So now look at the divergence between the stock market and the earnings. Oh my God, look at it. This divergence is almost twice the length of the one in front, almost twice or more. So now what will happen? So let's say we talk about halfway mark. Halfway mark is here. Halfway mark is how much again? Take a look. Halfway mark is 3,000. Oh my God. Are you okay, Cal? Because now it's at 4,200 level, right? If really that's a halfway mark, is 3,000. So how much is that in percentage drop? Can anyone tell me? If the market is to really from 4,200 drop to 3,000, how much is this drop in percentage? Anyone is good with mathematics? Can you answer this for me? Thank you, Peter. Really appreciate that. Yeah, it's only for members, but I do upload the video later, 2 days later. I purposely upload the video 2 days later. Yeah. All right. So the number is for 45%? No lah. Yes, correct. It's about 28.5%. Allison, you are right. Yeah, because 50% is 2001 ma, so cannot be the 40%. All right, it's about there, 28%. All right. So 28%, wow. Now I tell you one thing about Uncle Arun, he told me before, right? If the market ever dropped by 30% or more, he will definitely be heavily buying into the market again. And I totally agree with him. I totally agree with him. If let's say the market really ever dropped by 30%, I tell you this, just buy and keep and don't care, don't bother. Then once the market recover by 10% from the bottom, then every day just trade the market, CCRY, CCRY, CCRY. Above OP, above P1, wow, whack, that's it. Okay, that will be a strategy, all right? Hopefully by then itself, right, we're still together. Yeah, of course, if you're not already, you left me already, then too bad lah. If you're still with me together, that will be our next few years cycle run. And by the time that happens itself, we'll be very rich together. Okay, that is my point. Okay, Jerry said 23.8. How come you all got three few numbers? Okay, I do my own number. You also many different number one. %28%, 28.5%. All right, Alison, you're right. Correct, 28.5%. Okay, that is the correct number. Y'all must go back to school already. It really happened in recession. Actually, we are in recession, my friend. Colin, we are already in recession, just that it's not being mentioned. We are already in recession because you can see recession numbers means the GDP numbers are not positive, but because of stimulation. That's why we are not having this on paper. All right, so this is the corporate debt and profit. Look at it. The profits is here, not moving much over the last few years, but the corporate debts is really crazy. Wow, look at the corporate debts. The debts is because of share buyback. That is a problem. The market, the money spent wasn't on the economy. The money is basically on share buyback. So all the money went to share buyback. So how? We have a problem, right? Indeed. Okay. Okay. Hold on, I just saw something on news. 好不好？那个写了那个 SLS 已经回来了。Okay. All right, guys. Okay. Now, this is the last 70-year history. Now, I want you to just take a look. Just a friendly sharing, okay? This is the real profits as of percentage of the real GDP versus the S&P 500 versus the exponential in terms of real profit. Okay, now you can see that the real profit is going down, very clear. And then I want you to take a look here, around 9%. Every time when the market is near the 9% profits of real GDP itself, right, incredibly, the market will have something popping up. So we don't know what will be the next problem. I don't know what's the next problem, but it seems to be every time when the GDP numbers in terms of profits of the real GDP is about 9%, right, something interesting will just happen. And then after that, right, the market will know how to react. And if you look at the real profits, right, you can see every time itself, right, when the market has to come off, right, it will be a bit earlier before the stock market comes off. So it does have a bit of like, extra. So if you look carefully now, you'll notice that the numbers is coming off already while the S&P is still going up. Can you see that? So that means if history is to repeat itself, right, there is a dip already in the percentage of profits in the real GDP and the stock market is still surging. So if you look at that, right, every time when this thing start to drop, right, you notice this, the S&P will go up a bit more before the selling. Can you see that? It's a very interesting phenomenon. All right. So if you believe in history will repeat, right? See, every time when it comes first, you move down first, then later on, then S&P reacts. So now we already see this happening already. The numbers is already reacting. So that's why I kind of suspect that, right, we should see some selling by next month onwards. Okay, so if you believe in this, then you just have to watch out. Okay, still stay long, but just cautiously long. Okay. All right, now the last one for today is just a teaser, not too sure again, but apparently like Tesla is having a lot of problem in this China. So a Tesla apparently runs over 2 traffic police in Zhejiang. Oh my God, really? All right, I saw this online. Okay, let me just show it to you now in the video. All right, this already happened already. This is the officer down. This is officer down. And this is the Tesla car. Okay. And this is the really official from the China police announcement. Really, that 2 policemen was run down, okay, by a Tesla car. But did the Tesla car run them down because of whatever reason? Not too sure. But I don't think that it is done by anything lah. I mean, by I don't think that is a human being going to do it unless he's drunk lah. If he's drunk, well, too bad. So apparently it's all right. It seemed to be a Tesla hit them. One is quite serious, okay? But it's not known that the Model X were on autopilot again. So the same thing I showed you guys again last 2 weeks ago, right, about this Tesla. So I just hope that this is not autopilot lah. If it's on autopilot, right, then again we have a bit of problem here. Maybe they didn't read that there's a policeman in front. So this is quite sad, and you can see that it's real. This is a real thingy that 2 policemen was hurt, okay? Okay, one is quite seriously injured. So again, is that because they really want to kick Tesla out, or because there's some really bad news on Tesla, or just because that, you know, this is just part of propaganda? I don't know, right? All this thing itself, right, it's hard to say, but definitely for sure, if Tesla goes down, Cathy Wood will suffer because of there are a lot of the ARK Innovation. They have 10% on Tesla alone. So again, this is a problem. And if Bitcoin do fall further, also there will be more problem, right? Especially now, if Tesla, Elon Musk said they didn't sell any of the Bitcoin, then become what? Problem again, right? Because whether they have or don't have now, if the Bitcoin go down lower, Tesla will be hit regardless. So you see that it become a checkmate position once again. All right, guys, thank you so much for staying with me all the way. I really appreciate your time. All right, so I'll see you guys later at 2 p.m. for the afternoon MAO. All right, this is Cal signing off. Hope you guys will make lots of money. And Yu Ming, 19th of June, I will see you online. And also, let's see whether our bet on the coffee will stand. Okay, guys? Okay, guys, enjoy yourself. Take care. Bye-bye. See you later.